Last night, we shared about excellence
Kagabi, napag-aralan natin ang patungkol sa husay o kahusayan
and about the Shunammite woman,
at patungkol din sa babaeng taga-Sunem o Sunamita
a woman that was at her best.
na isang babae na ginawa ang kanyang pinakamainam.
She was generous,
Siya ay mapagbigay,
she was perceptive,
siya ay merong pananaw
and she was prepared.
at siya'y handa.
She saw a need that everyone else let walk by.
Nakita niya yung pangangailangan na hindi pinapansin ng iba.
We know that she built the room,
Alam natin na siya ay gumawa ng isang maliit na silid.
she furnished it,
Pinaayos niya ito, pinaganda.
she served the man of God without asking for a single thing in return.
Pinaglingkuran niya ang lingkod ng Diyos na kailanman hindi humingi ng kapalit.
And because she served with excellence,
Dahil siya ay naglingkod ng buong husay,
before the breakthrough,
bago ang tagumpay,
God rewarded her with a miracle that she never asked for.
ang Diyos pinagkalooban siya ng himala na kailanman na hindi niya hiningi.
A son that she had been hoping for.
Isang anak na lalaki na matagal niya nang inaasam.
So tonight we're going to talk about serve with excellence
Ngayong gabi, pag-aaralan natin ang paglilingkod ng may kausayan
when everything falls apart.
na ang lahat na para bagang gumuho ang lahat ng bagay.
Excellent is not proven when life is easy.
Ang kahusayan ay hindi yan napapatunayan kung madali ang buhay.
It is proven when promises shake,
Yan ay napapatunayan kung ang mga pangako ay naliliglig,
when your prayers are delayed,
kung yung ating mga panalangin ay para bagang hindi sinasagot.
and everything feels like it's falling apart.
At parang lahat ba ng bagay ay gumuho.
That's the beautiful story that we talked about last night about the Shunammite woman.
Yun yung ating pinag-aralang maganda kagabi patungkol sa babaeng taga-Sunamita o Sunem.
And tonight we're going to pick up the story at a moment that changed everything.
Ngayon, pupulutin natin ang kwento na kung saan binago ang kasaysayan.
A question that we need to ask ourselves tonight
Isang katanungan na pwede nating itanong sa ating mga sarili ngayong gabi
is not, can I serve well when everything is good?
ay hindi kung kailan tayo maglilingkod kung saan ay maayos o mabuti.
That's the easy part.
Yan yung pinakamagandang gawin.
Everyone can look good on a good day.
Ang bawat isa ay maaring mabuti ang pakiramdam kapag mabuti ang kanyang kalalagayan o araw.
But the real question we need to ask ourselves tonight,
Pero ang totoong katanungan na gusto niyang itanong sa atin ngayong gabi,
can I serve God with excellence when everything I was given is suddenly taken away?
nang maaari ba akong makapaglingkod sa Diyos ng buong husay kung ang lahat ng bagay na nasa sa akin ay inalis?
I met a woman many, many years ago.
Marami siyang mga babae na katagpo, maraming taon nang nakalipas.
Her name was Oma Gild,
Ang pangalan ng babaeng ito ay si Oma Gild
and we stayed in her home.
at sila ay nakitira sa kanilang tahanan.
And I remember I looked on the piano,
At habang tinitingnan niya yung piano,
and there was a picture of a young man and a young girl,
may isang larawan doon ng batang babae at lalaki.
18 years old.
18 taong gulang.
And I said, is that your son and daughter?
Tinanong niya ito na iyan ba yung iyong anak na babae at lalaki?
And she said, yes.
At sabi niya, oo.
But the picture was taken in the 1940s, and this was 1972.
Yung larawan ay kinuha noong 1940, pero yung taong kinikwento niya ay 1972.
So I'm thinking in my mind, what happened to the rest of those years?
Iniisip niya sa kanyang sarili, anong nangyari doong mga taon na nakalipas?
There was no wedding pictures. The children didn't get married.
Walang larawan na kinasal yung mga batang ito.
I didn't see any pictures of any grandchildren.
Hindi rin siya nakakita ng mga larawan na para bang mga apo niya.
And so when I got to know the woman, I asked her what happened.
Kaya nung nakilala niya ang babaeng ito, tinanong niya, anong nangyari?
And she said, when my son was 18 years old,
Sabi niya, nung ang aking anak na lalaki ay 18 taong gulang pa lang,
he was 1 year older than his sister.
1 taon siyang mas matanda kaysa sa kanyang kapatid na babae.
She said when he was praying,
Sabi niya, nung siya'y nananalangin,
the Lord told him, I'm going to take you home this year.
sabi sa kanya ng Diyos na kukunin ko siya ngayong taon.
So he told his mother, God is going to call me home this year.
Sinabi nung anak na lalaki na kukunin ako ng Diyos ngayong taon.
18 years old.
18 taong gulang.
His mother said, no, that was not God.
Sabi niya, hindi Diyos ang nangusap sa iyo.
She said, I rebuke that.
Sabi niya, sinasawat ako ito.
But within that year,
Pero sa taong iyon,
he got tuberculosis and he went home to be with the Lord.
ang anak niya na ay nagkasakit ng tuberculosis at Panginoon na.
A few months later,
Isang buwan ang nakalipas,
her daughter was praying,
yung kanyang babae naman na anak ay nanalangin.
and the Lord told her, I'm going to take you home this year.
Sabi nung Diyos sa kanya, kukunin din kita ngayong taon.
She was 18,
18 taong gulang din.
and she told her mother, God is calling me home this year.
Sinabi rin sa kanyang nanay na tinatawag ako ng Diyos na kukunin niya ako ngayong taon.
And my friend Oma began to weep and cry.
At yung kanyang kaibigan na si Oma ay nagpasimulang umiyak.
And she said, no, that is not God.
Sinabi niya, hindi yan Diyos.
This boy and this girl were her life.
Ang kanyang anak na babae at lalaki ay buhay.
Yet within that year, she was called home with tuberculosis.
Pero sa taong yun, kinuha din sila ng Panginoon sa sakit na tuberculosis.
And yet I saw this woman 35 years later,
At nakita niya uli ang babaeng ito, 35 taon nang nakalipas,
that she had such a love for young people.
na meron siyang pag-ibig sa mga kabataan.
And young people would just flock around her, and she was in her 70s.
At yung mga kabataan ay nasa paligid niya 7 araw.
Because this woman continued to serve God
Dahil ang babaeng ito ay nagpatuloy na maglingkod sa Diyos
with excellence when all that she loved had been taken away from her.
nang may buong kahusayan kahit na ang kanyang mga mahal sa buhay ay kinuha ng Diyos.
It is a test,
Iyan ay pagsubok
and she passed that test.
at nakapasa siya sa pagsubok na yon.
Today we're going to watch this nameless woman, the Shunammite woman.
Ngayon titingnan natin ang babaeng walang pangalan na babaeng taga Sunem.
We're going to watch her face the hardest season of her life.
Titingnan natin yung kanyang buhay sa pinakamahirap na kanyang buhay na naranasan.
And we are going to discover something
At matutuklasan natin ng isang bagay
that will stay with you
na mananatili sa atin
long after our conference is over.
kahit na matatapos na ang ating women's conference.
The same qualities that made her an excellent woman before the crisis
Katulad ng kalidad ng babaeng ito ng lingkod ng may kahusayan sa kabila ng pagsubok o krisis sa buhay,
were the very qualities that
ito ang Diyos sa kanyang kalungkutan.
He gave her something that she had stopped hoping for.
Ibinigay niya na yung kanyang matagal nang inaasam.
And now he was gone.
At ngayon, nawala.
And at that moment,
At sa sandaling ito,
she had a choice to make.
meron siyang pagpipili ang gagawin.
She could have given in to her pain and her grief
At marahil ibigay niya na yung kanyang sakit, yung kanyang hinanakit,
and let the crisis take over that moment.
at hayaan niya na yung kanyang nararanasang krisis ay mawala.
Instead, she did something different.
Pero meron siyang ginawang kakaiba.
She picked him up.
Binuhat niya ito,
She carried him to Elisha's room.
kinarga niya ito at dinala doon sa silid ni Eliseo.
She laid her son on the prophet's bed.
Inilapag niya ito sa higaan ng isang propeta.
On the very bed,
Doon sa hinigaan ng propeta,
in the very room
doon sa silid
that she had built for Elisha.
na ginawa niya para kay Eliseo.
She shuts the door
Sinara niya ang pinto
and she walked out of that room with a plan.
at lumabas siya sa pintuang iyon na may plano.
That is not the response
Hindi yun isang tamang pagsagot
of a woman who has given up.
o plano ng isang babae na gusto nang tumigil.
That is the response
Yun ay isang sagot.
of a woman who refuses to let the crisis run her.
Iyon ay isang sagot ng isang babae na hindi niya matanggap ang krisis o pagsubok sa kanyang buhay.
She was grieving,
Siya ay umiiyak, may hinagpis,
but she would not let the grief control her.
pero hindi niya hinayaan na yung paghinagpis na yun, kontrolin siya.
She was not going to let the worst moment of her life
Hindi niya pinahintulot na mangyari yung matinding kaguluhan sa kanyang buhay
become the last word of her story.
para maging isang huling salita o kwento ng kanyang buhay.
Psalms 46, 1 and 2
Sa Aklat ng Mga Awit, Kabanata 46,
says, God is our refuge and our strength,
sabi ng Biblia, ang Diyos ang ating kanlungan at kalakasan.
always ready to help in the time of trouble.
Isang handang saklolo sa kabagabagan.
So we will not fear when earthquakes come
Hindi tayo matatakot kapag nakakaranas tayo ng lindol.
and when the mountains crumble into the sea.
Kahit na mga mundok ay gumuho papunta sa karagatan.
I want to speak to someone in this room today.
Gusto niya mangusap sa bawat isa sa inyo ngayong araw na ito.
Are you in the middle of that moment right now?
Nasa gitna ka ba ng kalalagayang katulad ng babaeng ito?
Are you going through something that you didn't plan on?
O meron kang nararanasang pagsubok na hindi mo plano?
Maybe you have received a bad report like my daughter was talking about.
Marahil ikaw ay nakarinig o nakatanggap ng isang masamang kwento katulad ng nilarawan ni Pastora Karen.
Maybe it's a bad relationship.
Maaaring isa yung masamang relasyon.
Maybe your family is in crisis,
Marahil lang yung pamilya ay nasa isang krisis.
a medical diagnosis,
Marahil may sakit o medical problem.
a disappointment
Kabiguan
that no one around you even knows about yet.
na hindi alam ng mga nasa paligid mo.
Serving God with excellence,
Ang paglilingkod sa Diyos ng may buong husay,
it does not mean you never cry.
hindi ibig sabihin niya na hindi ka naiiyak.
It means you still have enough of God inside of you
Kundi yan meron kang Diyos na nasa sa iyo
to stand up,
upang tumayong muli,
move forward,
magpatuloy,
instead of away from God.
kaysa naman na ikaw ay lumayo sa Panginoon.
So many times we go through these seasons in our life
Napakaraming pagkakataon na dumaranan tayo sa pagsubok na
where
ito.
something might shake you to the core
Na marahil maaari kang ligligin
and cause you to want to collapse.
at maaari kang mawala.
But we will stand strong,
Pero tayo mananatiling nakatayong matibay.
hold our ground,
Pangahawakan natin ang ating lupain
and we will not give up.
at hindi natin yan ibibigay.
The second thing that we see about her,
Pangalawang bagay na dapat nating makita ngayong gabi sa babaeng ito,
she ran to God
siya ay lumapit sa Diyos
before she ran to anybody else.
bago siya lumapit kanino man.
A woman of excellence knows where to run.
Ang babaeng may husay ay alam niya kung saan siya pupunta.
After she laid her son on the bed,
Pagkatapos niya na malapag yung kanyang anak sa higaan,
she went to her husband
pumunta siya sa kanyang asawa
and told him she was going to find the prophet.
at sinabi niya, hanapin ko, pupuntahan ko ang propeta ng Diyos.
Her husband didn't fully understand.
Ang kanyang asawang lalaki hindi niya nauunawaan.
Why are you going today? He said.
Bakit ka pupunta ngayong araw?
It is not the Sabbath. It's not the new moon.
Hindi naman ngayon araw ng pamamahinga o bagong buwan.
She did not stop to explain to him.
Hindi siya tumigil para magpaliwanag sa kanyang asawa.
But she said, it's all right.
Pero sabi niya, okay lang.
And she went.
At siya'y umalis.
2 King 4:24, she saddled the donkey
Kaya inilagyan niya ng upuan ng asno
and she said to her servant, hurry,
at sinabi sa utusan niya, bilisan mo.
don't slow down for me unless I tell you to.
Huwag kang titigil hanggat hindi ko sinasabi.
So she set out,
Kaya umalis sila
came to Elisha at Mount Carmel.
at nakarating sila kay Eliseo sa bundok ng Carmel.
Ladies, don't slow down tonight.
Mga kapatid, huwag kang magbagal ngayong gabi.
She was on a mission. We are on a mission.
Siya ay merong isang misyon katulad natin, meron din tayong misyon.
She was not headed to her neighbor's house
Hindi siya papunta doon sa kanyang kapitbahay
to weep and cry on their shoulder.
para umiyak sa balikat ng kanyang kapitbahay.
She was not making phone calls.
Hindi siya tumawag.
She was not posting her pain on social media
Hindi,
for the world to see.
hindi niya inilagay sa social media yung kanyang problema para makita ng buong daigdig.
She was not looking for someone to blame.
Hindi siya humanap ng iba para masisi.
This woman had one destination,
Ang babaeng ito ay meron lamang isang destinasyon,
the man of God.
ang lingkod ng Diyos.
And she was not going to slow down until she got
At
there.
ayaw niyang magbagal hanggang sa makarating doon.
When Elisha's servant Gehazi ran out to meet her and ask her what she was doing there, she said 3 words to him.
Si Eliseo, yung kanyang lingkod na si Gehazi, nung lapitan niya ang babaeng ito, sinabi niya, ano ang gusto mong gawin ko sa'yo?
It is well.
Sabi nung babaeng ito, it is well.
Her son was dead,
Ang kanyang anak ay patay na,
and she said, it is well.
pero sabi ng babaeng ito, ayos lang, mabuti ako.
She was not saying that nothing was wrong.
Hindi niya sinabi na may problema.
She knew exactly what was wrong.
Alam niya talaga yung problema.
She was saying those 3 words, something very powerful.
Tatlong salita yung kanyang sinabi na makapangyarihan.
That this is not over.
Pero hindi pa po ito tapos.
I know where I'm going.
Alam ko kung saan siya papunta.
She was saving her full grief for the one person who could actually access the answer.
Yung kanyang kalungkutan, sinabi niya sa isang lingkod ng Diyos na kung saan meron talagang solusyon.
She was not wasting her pain on people who could only sympathize with her.
Hindi niya sinayang yung kanyang kalungkutan para sabihin sa mga tao para maging malungkot din sa kanya
But could not help her.
na hindi naman makakatulong para sa kanya.
That's a word for each one of us in this room.
Yan yung salita ng Diyos sa bawat isa ngayon gabi.
Don't waste your pain.
Huwag mong sayangin ang iyong mga hinanakit.
Go to the Father who can see your needs.
Sabihin mo sa ating Ama na nakikita ang ating
One
pangangailangan,
that hears when you pray.
na gustong-gusto niyang marinig kapag tayo nanalangin.
The Bible says that He bends down to listen.
Wika ng Biblia na inilikay niya ang kanyang tenga para makinig para sa iyo.
He loves you and He has a plan and a purpose for you.
Dahil iniibig ka niya at may plano siya sa iyo at may layunin siya sa buhay mo.
When life breaks apart,
Kapag ang ating mga buhay ay hindi maayos,
go to God first.
lumapit muna tayo sa Diyos.
Pray first,
Manalangin muna,
worship first,
magpuri muna,
and seek first.
at hanapin muna.
Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with talking to a trusted friend.
Pero hindi niya sinasabi na masama na makipag-usap sa iyong pinagkakatiwalaang kaibigan.
And there's nothing wrong for asking for help.
At walang masama kapag tayo ay humingi sa kanila ng tulong.
But a woman of excellence knows the order.
Pero ang babaeng may kahusayan ay alam niya yung kanyang gagawin.
And the order is that we run to God first.
At ang pagkakasunod-sunod na gagawin ay una, lumapit muna tayo sa Diyos.
Because He is the only one that has the real answer.
Dahil siya lamang ang tanging nag-iisa ang may kasagutan.
Psalms 34:18.
Wika ng Biblia sa Aklat ng Mga Awit, Kabanata 34.
The Lord is close to the brokenhearted.
Malapit ang Panginoon sa mga may bagbag na puso.
He rescues whose spirits are crushed.
At tinutulungan niya ang mga nawawalan ng pag-asa.
Matthew 6:33.
Sa Aklat ng Mateo, wika ng salita ng Diyos.
Seek the kingdom of God above all else.
Kaya unahin ninyo ang mapabilang sa kaharian ng Diyos
Live righteously,
at ang pagsunod sa kanyang kalooban.
and He will,
At ibibigay niya,
and He will.
at ibibigay niya,
I said, and He will
sabi niya, ibibigay niya
give you everything you need.
ang lahat ng pangangailangan ninyo. Amen!
So seek first.
Pero unahin muna natin.
That's the instruction.
Yan yung alituntunin.
That's not the second thing that we are supposed to do.
Yan yung ating
That is
Unang-
the first thing.
unang gagawin natin, hindi pangalawa.
God is there waiting for us.
Ang Diyos ay nanduroon lamang, hinihintay niya tayo.
And a woman of excellence knows where to run.
At alam ng mga babaeng may kahusayan kung kanino tatakbo.
She does not slow down on the way there.
Hindi siya nagbabagal papunta doon.
I had 8 older brothers.
Meron siyang 8 mas matanda sa kanyang mga kapatid na lalaki.
And I was a girl and all my brothers were these big giant guys.
Kaya siya lamang yung nag-iisang babae sa kanyang mga 8 kapatid na lalaki, mga malalaki.
But I was tough.
Pero siya yung matapang.
I had fought with. He was saying to him, I did not ask you for this son.
Sinabi niya sa lingkod ng Diyos, hindi ako humingi sa iyo ng anak na lalaki.
You declared that promise over me.
Idineklara mo yan na pangako para sa akin.
God gave him to me as a gift.
Ibinigay siya ng Diyos sa akin bilang isang kaloob.
I did not request it.
Hindi ko yan ng 7 beses.
And he sat up alive.
At ito'y bumangon.
She got her son back
At ibinalik sa kanya ng Diyos ang kanyang anak na lalaki.
because she refused
Dahil tinanggihan niya
to stop pressing in before
na
God.
hindi magpatuloy sa Diyos.
She would not say those words, it is over.
Hindi niya sinabi yung mga salitang ito na tapos na.
I need to say something right here.
Gusto niya magsabi sa inyo ngayong gabi sa kwentong ito.
Maybe somebody in here today,
Marahil isa ka na naririto ngayong gabi.
maybe some of you have accepted an ending
Marahil iba sa inyo, tinabi mo sa iyong sarili, okay na, tapos na, wala nang mangyayari.
that God never wrote.
Pero hindi yan isinulat ng Diyos.
Maybe you buried a dream
Marahil ikaw ay nanaginip ng isang panaginip.
because someone that had no brains,
Na nanaginip ka na merong iba na walang utak,
told you it was finished.
sinabi sa iyo na tapos na.
Or maybe you walked away from a calling of God
O marahil ikaw ay umalis at hindi mo tinanggap ang panawagan ng Diyos.
because it got too hard.
Dahil yung pakiramdam mo mahirap.
You stopped praying
Tumigil ka ng manalangin
for the situation
sa isang sitwasyon
and that hope
na wala ng pag-asa.
because the situation looked dead
Dahil sa tingin mo yung sitwasyon ay para bagang patay na.
and you didn't want to feel foolish.
At ayaw mo na maging isang mangmang.
Ezekiel 37:3 says,
Wika ng Biblia sa aklat ng mga Ezekiel,
Son of man, can these bones become living people again?
anak ng tao, maaari bang mabuhay ang mga butong ito?
O sovereign Lord, I replied, you alone know the answer to that.
At ako'y sumagot, Panginoong Diyos, ikaw ang nakakaalam.
He alone knows.
Siya lamang ang nakakaalam.
He has the answer.
Meron siyang kasagutan.
Maybe it seems impossible,
Marahil sa tingin mo yan ay imposible.
but all things are possible with Him.
Pero lahat ng bagay ay imposible sa Kanya.
God is not finished writing your story tonight.
Hindi pa tapos ang Diyos sa pagsusulat ng kwento mo sa iyong buhay.
You are not alone.
Hindi ka nag-iisa.
Rise up and take that dream again.
Bumangon ka at panghawakan mo uli yung pangitain na yan.
God specializes in dry bones.
Ang Diyos, ginawa niyang espesyal ang mga tuyong buto.
He specializes in dead situations.
Ginawa niyang espesyal ang mga patay ng sitwasyon.
And He specializes in the thing
Ginagawa niyang espesyal ang mga bagay
that everyone else says, say goodbye to.
na ang bawat isa ay sinasabi na, sige na, magpaalam ka na.
Don't write the ending
Huwag mong isulat ang katapusan
before God does.
bago ito tapusin ng Diyos.
A woman of excellence keeps pressing.
Ang babaeng may kahusayan na ito ay nagpapatuloy.
She keeps praying.
Nagpapatuloy na manalangin.
She keeps standing.
Nagpapatuloy na manindigan.
Keeps moving towards God
Nagpapatuloy na kumilos sa umakbang sa Panginoon.
because she knows
Dahil alam niya,
He has not said
hindi pa niya sinabi
it's over yet.
na tapos na.
I want to share a story with you tonight about my brother Charlie.
Gusto niyang sabihin sa inyo ang kwento ngayong gabi patungkol sa kanyang kapatid na si Charlie.
He had gone to Bible college and he had gotten married. He was working in a church.
Siya ay nag-aral sa Bible school, siya ay nakapag-asawa na,
And then he decided he was going to leave his wife and he was going to become a homosexual.
at siya ay nagpasya na iwan yung kanyang asawang babae at mamuhay ng immoral.
He turned his back on God for over 30 years.
Tumalikod siya sa paglilingkod sa Diyos ng 30 taon.
And so I was always talking to him about the Lord.
Kaya patuloy niyang kinakausap ito patungkol sa Diyos.
And so I was talking to him on the phone one morning
Isang umaga, kausap niya ito sa telepono
and he sounded terrible.
at nararamdaman niya na may problema itong malubha.
He lived alone.
Namumuhay na lamang siyang mag-isa.
So I said, brother, you need to call an ambulance and go to the hospital.
Sabi niya, tumawag ka ng ambulansya kapatid at magpadala ka sa hospital.
And so I waited for the phone call to come and I never got a phone call.
At nag-aantay siya ng isang tawag at hindi siya nakatanggap ng tawag.
So I called the hospital and I asked about the condition of my brother.
Kaya tinawagan niya yung ospital at tinanong niya ang kondisyon ng kanyang kapatid.
And they said, we'll call you back.
At sabi niya, tatawag kaming muli sa iyo.
So when they called me back,
Kaya nung tumawag ang hospital sa kanya,
they said, you need to come to the hospital because you're going to have to make some decisions for your brother.
sabi ng hospital, pumunta ka ngayon dito sa hospital at gagawa ka ng isang desisyon para sa iyong kapatid.
So I had been talking to him on the phone that morning.
Kaya kausap niya ito ng umaga sa telepono.
And when I got to the hospital, he was on life support.
At nung siya ay pumunta doon sa ospital, halos ay naka-life support na yung kanyang kapatid.
And he was in a coma.
At nasa coma na yung kalalagayan.
And so I called my brothers.
At tinawagan niya yung iba niyang mga kapatid.
I called my nephew
Tinawagan niya yung kanyang ibang mga pamangkin
to come to the hospital.
na pumunta doon sa ospital.
So the doctor came in and the doctor told me, she said, you know, you're going to have to pull the plug on your brother.
At sinabi ng isang doktor sa kanya na kailangan na nilang bunutin yung saksakan para sa kanyang kapatid.
She said, when your brother came to the hospital, he signed the papers that you are the one to make decisions for him.
Sabi nila, bago dumating dito ang iyong kapatid sa ospital, ay sumulat siya ng isang waiver na ikaw lamang ang may karapatang siya.
Normally, he would have signed it over to my nephew.
Ay una, inassign niya daw muna ito dun sa kanyang pinsan.
But my nephew lived
Pamang-
far away and I lived close.
At pero yung kanyang ang kausap niya ay mas malayo kaysa sa kanya. Siya yung malapit.
And so the doctor tells me, you're going to have to be the one to pull the plug on your brother because, you know, your brother's in a coma and your brother's organs are failing.
Kaya ikaw lamang daw yung may karapatan na bumunot ng saksakan ng mga aparato dahil nasa sitwasyon na ng coma ang iyong kapatid.
And he's not going to live.
At hindi na siya mabubuhay.
So one of my other brothers
Kaya yung isa niyang kapatid na lalaki,
had his arm around me
yung kanyang amay ay nakakakbay sa kanya.
and he said, we are going to have to pull the plug.
Sabi niya, kailangan na nating bumbunutin yung saksakan ng aparato.
And I said, oh, no. You are not pulling the plug.
Sabi niya, hindi mo bubunutin yung saksakan.
I said, Charlie did not put you on the paper.
Sabi niya, hindi ikaw yung nilagay ni Charlie doon sa papel na may karapatan.
That's my decision.
Yun yung aking pagpapasya.
I said, no one is pulling his plug.
Walang sino man sa inyo ang magbubunot ng saksak.
I said, he does not know the Lord.
Hindi niya kilala ang Diyos.
And our mother's prayers that all of her children would be saved before they died.
Ang panalangin ng ating mga magulang, ng ating nanay, lahat ng kanyang mga anak ay makakilala sa Diyos bago siya namatay.
I said, if I pull the plug, he's going to hell.
Kapag binunot ko yung saksakan, pupunta siya sa impyerno.
I said, no one is going to pull that plug.
Walang sino man sa inyo ang magbubunot ng saksakan.
So every day I was at the hospital at 6 a.m. when the doctors made the round in ICU.
Araw-araw, alas 6 ng umaga, nandoon siya sa ospital, sa ICU.
So the third or fourth day I was there and the doctors, there were 5 doctors around the bed at ICU.
Ikatlong araw, pang-apat na araw, nung nasa ICU, nandun yung mga doktor sa higaan ng kanyang kapatid.
They had all the lights on.
Bukas lahat ng ilaw.
And so the lead doctor said to me, there is no brain activity.
Kaya yung pinunong doktor sa kanya, wala na silang gagawin.
She said, do you know what that means?
Alam mo ba kung anong ibig sabihin nun?
She said, your brother's organs have failed.
Yung mga organ ng iyong kapatid ay wala na.
She said, we've weaned him off of medication and he does not respond at all.
Lahat ng paraan ginawa na namin pero hindi kailanman kami nakakita ng response.
And she said to me,
At sinabi niya sa kanya,
will he respond to you?
sasagot ba siya sa'yo?
And I said,
At sinabi niya,
oh, heck yes, he's going to respond to me.
oo, magsasagot siya sa akin.
And the doctors are looking at each other.
At yung mga doktor nagtinginan sa bawat isa.
And so I told my brother, I said, Charlie, open your eyes.
Sabi niya sa kanyang kapatid, Charlie, buksan mo ang iyong mata.
Nothing.
Wala.
He's laying there, nothing. Got the tube in his throat, nothing.
Nakahiga lang si Charlie at may tubo sa bibig, walang nangyari.
So again, I said, Charlie, open your
At
eyes.
sinabi niya ulit, Charlie, buksan mo ang iyong mata.
Nothing.
Walang nangyari.
So I told the doctor, I said, you know, we're Italian.
Sabi niya sa kanyang doktor, alam mo ba na kami ay lahing Italian?
Italians are like Filipinas.
Ang Italian ay isang Pilipina.
We can get loud.
Maaari kaming sumigaw, maingay.
So she said, you can be as loud as you want.
Gusto mo, okay lang na gawin mo kung mag-ingay kung gusto mo.
She said, this is ICU. You can bother no one.
I see you tong lugar na ito, wala kang may istorbo.
So I said to him,
Ay sinabi niya sa kanya, Charlie! Buksan mo ang iyong mata ngayon din!
so his head
Kaya,
started scrunching up.
kaya yung kanyang ulo ay nagpasimulang kumulubot yung noo.
And I said, Charlie!
Sinabi niya ulit, Charlie!
I said, open your eyes.
Sabi ko, buksan mo ang iyong mata!
Then I could see a little slit right here.
At nakita niya yung konting bumubuka.
So I said to him the third time,
At pangatlong beses sinabi niya,
you open your eyes all the way and look at me.
buksan mo ang iyong mata ng buong buo at tingnan mo ako.
Yeah.
Boom!
He looked right at me
Tumingin siya sa kanya.
and he freaked out.
At yung mga nakapaligid sa kanya ay nagulat.
He has a tube down his throat,
Meron siyang tubo sa kanyang bibig
5 doctors surrounding his bed that are strangers to him.
at 5 doktor ang nakatingin sa kanya habang siya'y nakahiga
So I pushed him back on the bed
at tinulak uli siya papahiga.
and I said, it's okay. You're at the hospital. So I did, do you remember calling for an ambulance?
Okay lang yan, sabi niya sa kanyang kapatid, nasa ospital ka, naalala mo ba na tumawag ka ng ambulansya?
And he shook his head, yes.
At sinabi niya, oo.
I said, do you know who I am?
Sabi niya, kilala mo ba ako?
He shook his head, yes.
Tumango ulit, sinabing oo.
And I said, what am I to you?
At sinabi niya, sino ako sa'yo?
And he mouthed the word. He couldn't talk. He said, sister.
At hindi siya makapagsalita ng maayos, sinabi niya, ikaw yung aking
And
ate.
I looked at the doctors.
Tinangnan niya ang mga doktor
They're all looking at each other.
at nagtitinginan sila sa isa't isa.
And I said, do you want to talk to him?
Gusto niyo bang kausapin siya?
And so she said, she just wanted to know if he was in any pain.
At tinanong lang nila kung meron pa ba siyang sakit na nararamdaman.
So he said, no, he was not in pain.
At sinabi nung kanyang kapatid, wala akong sakit na nararamdaman.
So they gave him medication to go back to sleep.
At binigyan uli siya ng gamot para makatulog.
And so they wanted to write the end of my brother's story.
Yung mga taong ito gusto nilang sumulat ng tapos na sa kanyang kapatid na lalaki.
But God was not done writing his story.
Pero ang Diyos hindi pa tapos sa kanyang kwento.
Even though my mother had been dead for years,
Kahit na yung kanyang magulang o nanay patay na, ilang taon nang nakakalipas.
over 40 years my mother had been dead.
40 taon na nakalipas na patay yung kanyang nanay.
But her prayer for her children was still being answered.
Pero yung kanyang kanyang panalangin para sa kanyang mga anak ay mayroong kasagutan.
And when they took the tube out of Charlie's throat 2 days later,
Habang habang tanggal na yung tubo sa bibig ng kanyang kapatid, 2 araw ang makalipas.
he told me, he said, "Sister,
Sinabi niya sa kanya,
I
"Ate,
heard every prayer that you prayed in this room.
ang mga panalangin na pinanalangin niyo sa silid na ito,
I heard you rebuking death.
narinig ko na sinasawata mo ang kamatayan.
I heard you say that I would live and I would not die."
Narinig ko na sinabi mo na mabubuhay ako at hindi ako mamamatay.
He said, "I am changing my life."
Sabi niya, babaguhin ko na ang aking
And
buhay.
he gave his life back to the
At
Lord
ibinigay niya muli yung kanyang buhay sa Panginoon.
because the doctor said it was over, but God said it's not over yet.
Sabi ng doktor, tapos na, mamamatay na yung kapatid, pero ang Diyos hindi pa tapos sa kanyang
Don't
buhay.
let the enemy write the end of your story.
Huwag mong paintulutan ang kaaway, magsulat ng katapusan na sa iyong
He
buhay.
has a great ending for your story.
Merong dakilang katapusan ng Diyos sa ating mga buhay.
As we walk in victory,
Habang tayo lumalakay ng may tagumpay,
as we are women of excellence,
habang tayo mga babae na mayroong kahusayan,
we need to rise up as never before
kailangan nating bumangon na hindi tulad ng dati.
in the dark times that we're living in,
Sa madilim na pamumuhay kung saan tayo.
and tell the devil,
Sabihin mo sa dyablo,
"You are not writing my children's ending.
hindi mo kailanman isusulat ang katapusan ng aking mga anak.
God has a plan and a purpose for
Ang
them.
Diyos ay may plano at layunin sa kanila.
This ministry is going to explode.
Ang ministeryong ito ay patuloy na lalawak.
We are going to see our province saved.
Makikita natin ang ating mga probinsya ay maliligtas.
But we have to rise up and proclaim it.
Pero kailangan tayong bumangon at ating angkinin ito.
That is what the Shunammite woman did.
Yun yung ginawa ng tsunamitang ito.
That she went to the man of God,
Na siya ay lumapit sa lingkod ng Diyos.
and God raised her son up.
At ang Diyos pinuhay na maguli ang kanyang anak na patay na.
So the rest of the story about the Shunammite woman,
At ang kabuuang kwento patungkol sa babaeng taga-Sunem
we're going to finish tomorrow night.
ay ating tatapusin bukas ng gabi.
But I want you to carry 3 things with you tonight as you leave this place.
Pero gusto ninyong dalhin ninyo ang 3 bagay na ito bago kayo aalis sa lugar na ito.
When your world begins to shake,
At habang ang iyong daigdig o sitwasyon ay inuuga,
stand.
tumayo ka, manindigan.
When life breaks,
Habang ang buhay ay mayroong pagwasak o pagsubok,
run to God first.
tumakbo muna tayo, lumapit muna tayo sa Diyos.
And the third thing
At
is,
ang pangatlong bagay,
refuse
tanggihan mo
to let the ending be written too soon.
na ang iyong katapusan ay maisulat ng madali.
Keep moving even when things look dead.
Magpatuloy tayo sa paglakad kahit na yung sa paligid natin ay mukhang patay na.
Your breakthrough
Ang ating tagumpay
may just be 7 sneezes away.
ay katulad ng 7 bahing.
And when we see this woman tomorrow night,
At kapag nakita natin ang babaeng ito, taga Sunem, bukas ng gabi,
7 years later,
7 taon ang makalipas,
we will discover
matutuklasan natin
what God does for a woman
kung ano ang ginawa ng Diyos sa babaeng ito.
who obeyed when it cost her everything.
Na sumunod kahit na ibigay niya ang lahat ng bagay.
And she returns with courage
At siya ay bumalik na mayroong katatagan
when everything had been taken.
na kahit na ang mga bagay ay inalis sa kanya,
Let's pray.
manalangin tayo.
Maybe someone invited you here tonight,
Marahil inimbita ka ngayong gabi
and maybe you don't know Jesus as your Savior.
at hindi mo pa kilala si Jesus bilang iyong tagapagligtas.
Maybe you've never asked Jesus to come into your heart and life.
Marahil hindi mo pa tinanggap si Jesus na pumasok sa iyong buhay.
That's where this woman of excellence, you have to start at that point.
Ito ang ginawa ng babaeng ito na may kahusayan na humakbang sa pagkakataong ito.
If you're in this place,
Kung ikaw ay nasa lugar na ito
and if you do not know Jesus as your Savior,
at hindi mo pa kilala si Jesus bilang tagapagligtas,
can you just lift up your hands and say, "Janet, can you pray for me? I need to know Jesus."
maaari mo bang itaas ang iyong kanang kamay at sabihin mo, Pastora Janet, handa akong tanggapin si Jesus bilang tagapagligtas.
It's the greatest thing that you can ever do in your life is asking Jesus Christ to come into your heart.
Yan yung napakadakilang bagay na iyong gagawing desisyon sa iyong buhay na tanggapin si Jesus bilang tagapagligtas ng iyong buhay.
Maybe tonight you're holding on to something
Marahil ikaw ngayong gabi meron kang hawak-hawak
that feels like it has died.
na pakiramdam mo na halos mamamatay na.
But you need to make that decision to stand up
Pero kailangan mo magdesisyon at manindigan
and to move towards God
at lumapit sa ating Diyos
instead of away from Him.
kaysa umalis tayo, lumayo tayo sa Diyos.
Maybe you need to stop running to everyone except for God.
Marahil maaari ka nang tumigil sa pagtakbo kanino man maliban sa Diyos.
Maybe you need to change that tonight.
Maaring yan ay baguhin mo ngayong gabi.
Maybe you've accepted
Marahil tanggap mo na
an ending for your life that God never wrote.
ang katapusan ng iyong buhay na kailanman hindi sinulat ng Diyos.
And today you're going to stand up and declare,
At ngayong sandali, kinakailangan mong manindigan at ideklara,
this is not over yet.
sabihin mo na hindi pa ito ang katapusan.
God has not spoken the final word.
Hindi pa nagsasalita ang Diyos na tapos na salita.
Whatever your moment is,
Ano man ang sandali mo ngayong gabi,
God sees it right now.
nakikita yan ng Diyos
He
ngayon.
saw the Shunammite woman.
Nakita niya ang babaeng taga-Sunem, Sunamita.
He sees you,
Nakikita ka niya
and He is still writing your story.
at patuloy siyang nagsusulat ng iyong kwento.
Some of you are in crisis tonight.
Marahil ang iba sa inyo ay may nararanasang krisis sa iyong buhay.
Hold your ground.
Panghawakan mo, panindigan mo ang iyong kinalalagayan.
Those who need to redirect their steps need to step back towards God.
Kung gusto mong ayusin ang direksyon ng iyong buhay, kinakailangan mong piliin ang direksyon papunta sa Diyos.
You need to reclaim the dead situation.
Kinakailangan mong kunin muli ang sitwasyon ng mga patay na.
I had to declare out loud that my brother would respond
Idiniklara niya na ang kanyang buhay ay sasagot sa kanya.
in front of 5 doctors that thought I was crazy.
Sa harapan ng 5 doktor na ang tingin sa kanya ay para bagang baliw.
A man in a coma
Ang lalaking nasa sitwasyon ng koma,
with no brain activity.
na wala na halos, hindi na gumagalaw yung kanyang kaisipan,
All of his organs had failed.
yung lahat ng kanyang organ na hindi na
But those
nagpapangalaw.
doctors were just practicing physicians.
Pero yung mga doktor na yon, sila ay nagpa-practice lamang ng kanilang
They
posisyon.
knew the great physician.
Pero kilala niya yung dakilang manggagamot.
And I knew what God could do.
At alam niya na ito ay kaya ng Diyos.
Let's stand up tonight.
Tumayo po tayo ngayong sandali.
I want you to make this declaration with me.
Gusto niya nga gawin niyo ang deklarasyon na ito sa kasama siya.
Whatever situation you're facing,
Ano man ang sitwasyon na kinakaharap mo ngayong
I want
sandali.
you to say it loud like I did when I talked to my brother.
Gusto niyang sabihin sa inyo ng malakas katulad nung sinabi sa kanyang kapatid.
You're going to say it what?
Sasabihin natin ng malakas.
What? Loud. That was loud.
Malakas daw po. Sabihin natin ng loud.
We're going to say it loud.
Sabihin natin loud.
I want you to repeat after me. This is not over yet.
Sabihin po natin ng malakas. This is not over yet.